Nobody imagined he would have the importance he has shown. The help he's given us has been absolutely spectacular. He fought for everything, creating chances, fighting. For us, he was the surprising discovery, and he deserves everything that has happened to him because he is a lovely guy. This is what Lionel Messi said about Julian Alvarez, his Argentinian teammate and the new Man City superstar. And what makes him a superstar on a par with Erling Haaland is what this video is about. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Julian Alvarez wasn't a glorified signing for Man City, even more so compared to Erling Haaland. And after the Norwegian's explosive start at the Etihad, Alvarez wasn't even guaranteed much game time. But he still finished his first season scoring 17 goals and providing 5 assists for the club. And shall we also mention his 4 goals and an assist at the World Cup in Qatar? And yet it wasn't until the start of this campaign that a new superpower got unlocked when it comes to Julian Alvarez. He isn't just a deadly goalscorer, but also an intelligent playmaker. All it took was an injury to Kevin de Bruyne. Some started wondering if Man City could be the same without their captain, and if they could replace him.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
But Pep Guardiola kept his cards close to his chest. Julian Alvarez became the most natural replacement to the injured Belgian. Last season, Alvarez mostly played as a striker, standing in for Haaland from time to time. But this season, the Argentinian lurks behind the striker. Their respective heatmaps reflect their roles, proving that while Haaland spends most of his time in the penalty area, Alvarez is everywhere around it. This is what it looks like in practice. Haaland is always the farthest City player, and right behind him is the offensive line featuring Alvarez in De Bruyne's space. But has it really worked like a trick for Man City? Well, let's compare some of Alvarez's numbers to those of other midfielders in the top leagues, because everybody is a midfielder for Pep Guardiola except Haaland. The green stripes in this image are like player ratings in a football simulator, but backed up by actual data. You can see that Alvarez is amazing at making key passes and creating shots for himself and others. He's also an amazing ball carrier and the ball winner. While his numbers are very impressive, many are nowhere near Kevin de Bruyne's levels, but only because De Bruyne is one of a kind. The Belgian has a more acute eye for the pass, and that's a fact. But Alvarez is a better goal scorer and is on course to beat his tally from the last year. Anyway, there's no better person to explain Pep Guardiola's tactics than Pep Guardiola himself. So here is what he says about Julian's new role. Kevin is injured, and with Gundogan going to Barca, we need players closer to Erling who have the sense of goal. When our attacking midfielders move away from Erling, we struggle to score goals and create chances. Notice how Guardiola highlights the unique skill set of Alvarez. He says that the Argentinian is practically the only one at City who can both create and score many goals. Pep's next quote highlights Alvarez's ability even further. Erling has to adapt because Julian moves behind the striker perfectly. Haaland has to improve the simple things. End of the quote. But even though Pep Guardiola is a perfectionist, Haaland has really adapted well to Alvarez, and the two understand each other perfectly. The proof is in the pudding, and we see more and more goals when one assists the other. It's a partnership, not a rivalry. Watching Alvarez play, you may be wondering how come Man City signed such a gem for just a modest fee of £14 million? Well, the answer is that £14 million is good money in Argentina, and Alvarez didn't arrive as a superstar. The real question is why nobody challenged the citizens for his signature. Because in over 100 games for River Plate, he scored 54 goals, assisted 31 more, and had already made his debut for Argentina. So Man City didn't really unearth a gem, but they were intelligent enough to sign him. Yet another example of Man City's careful planning and timely execution. Among other places, Alvarez could have ended up at Real Madrid. He was there on trial when he was 11, and the only reason they didn't sign him was that he was below the legal age. Alvarez could have gone to Barcelona, his boyhood club, because of... you know why. The agent offered Alvarez to the Catalans for €20 million to be paid across 5 years. but instead the club signed Ferran Torres for 60 million euros. Man United could have got Alvarez if they hadn't been so daft. Ralf Rangnick wasn't at Old Trafford for long, but he gave United advice, signed Julian Alvarez. But who are Man United's chiefs to listen to advice? And this is why Julian Alvarez ended up at Man City, where his head coach Pep Guardiola can't get enough of his intelligence, but also of his character and kindness. A fantastic example of it is one story that shows how Alvarez remembers people who helped him along the way. He was first scouted at the age of 2 by a man called Rafael Varas. Well, maybe scouted is a bit too strong a word, but here is his version of events. Julian was 2 years old and he was with his brothers who were training at my football school, Varas told The Athletic in 2022. The first time he went onto the pitch, he saw the ball and went running after it from one side to the other. I can tell you that the ball was bigger than he was. End of the quote. Growing up, Alvarez was nicknamed El Araña, meaning the little spider, for his agility on the ball. It seemed like he had more than 2 legs, so tricky he was. Varas kept accompanying the little spider in his footballing endeavors, and using his connections he helped 15-year-old Alvarez end up at River Plate. When Julian turned professional, he paid his first coach back. One day, Julian's father pulled up at Varas' house in a brand new Renault car. Varas had no idea it was his new vehicle, and indeed it was, featuring the word "thank you" and an image of a spider. At the time, Rafael Varas was selling stuff to supermarkets, so a new, more comfortable and spacious car meant even more to him. "I had no idea," said Varas. "I had no words to thank him, I still don't. That night Julian called me and I could not say more than 3 words because I was so emotional. I was crying." But these days, Rafael Varas no longer sells groceries. He works for River's football schools in South America, and who knows, maybe he's already found a new Julian Alvarez. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video so more people can watch it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to not miss the next episode, and see you in other videos.